Globe TV, bringing the world to you.
Assorted items to the Holy Family Children's Ward, persons with disabilities and other governmental agencies. Coming up, work on the Keta Water Expansion Project is advancing steadily to ensure its completion by the April 2024 deadline. We also have for you the Executive Secretary of the National Identification Authority, Professor Kenneth Ajiman Atefua, has explained why his outfit was unable to carry out the printing of the Ghana cards for some time. Lastly, the German ambassador to Ghana has lamented the size of the Akufo-Addo-led government. Well, do stay with us for more details, including sports on the Wake Up News. Well, thank you very much for your time with us this morning. Let's start with a non-governmental organization. New Era Foundation has donated assorted items, which included sachet and bottled water to the Holy Family Children's Ward, Feshiman District Police Station, the Regional Police Command, and also to persons with disabilities in the Bono East region. The move, according to the organization, forms part of the organization's effort toward supporting needy citizens, especially during these challenging times.
Established about 7 years ago, is aimed at providing sustainable solutions and assistance to the needy and healthcare. According to the founder, Hagan Amayao, the donation forms part of the organization's effort towards supporting needy citizens, especially during these challenging times, to access potable drinking water. He called on stakeholders to come to their aid.
We came out in our numbers to donate to the needy, those at the hospitals, inmates at the cells, and then to FEB Children's Home, and then to the, what do you call it, disabled. What's inspired us to do this is we thought of helping the needy, and so water is life, and so we thought of praying over this water, these bottled waters, and then distributing the waters to the inmates and then the less privileged, so that they can also have a feel and then potable water to drink. So basically, we came out in our numbers to donate to the community and to Teshima as a whole.
On behalf of Frank May Orphanage Home, Madam Mary Apos Wontima expressed her sincere gratitude to the foundation for their kind gesture.
I'm so grateful to New Era Foundation for what they have done for us. We never expected that, but they have come to make us happy. They have come to supply us a lot of water, bottled water, and it's so refreshing. And all we say is thank you and God bless you for the love, care, and support you have given to us. We are so grateful to you. Apart from coming as a group, I can see a lot of individuals among them who has been visiting us in one way or the other to support us, and that have brought us this far. So we appreciate what they have done for us, and we thank them and say, may the Lord answer their prayers.
Also, at the Holy Family Children's Ward, Dr. Rodney Hayford expressed his profound gratitude to the foundation for the support and asked other stakeholders for more in this difficult times.
It's a very laudable thing you guys have done here. I mean, donating water, and as your mantra goes, you know, water is life. So anytime we're able to receive a donation of any sort, it goes a long way to help mothers and then also the babies. You know, we're in trying times currently, so any little thing goes a long way to help in that. So we are really grateful, and then it's a laudable gesture.
Some mothers at the facility could not hide their sentiments as they shared them with Globe TV News.
Enemano de kama pa moya de pa obi aniwa obetumi aye ni sekula moya de se mo adwen ye ne ye ma eho e Holy Family Hospital ha na enne dai mo abeche ya chede de a entise nyame nhira mo
pa na woye nsuoi nimidie se wonye ensurprise ya nibi yesu yensa kan yeda na ase nyame ma na adwuma nkoso.
Now, moving on, poverty and parental neglect are identified as causes of teenage pregnancy in the country. The result has therefore called for the need to intensify sex education in schools and religious bodies. The Chief Executive of Teenage Sisters Group, a non-governmental organization, Prince FEB, speaking to Globe TV News, said it was time for the government to intensify sex education to help reduce pregnancy and abortion among teens.
Recent data from Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research on teenage pregnancies in Ghana revealed that about 10.6% of all teenage girls got pregnant in 2022, as recorded by the percentage of adolescents attending antenatal care. Although this statistic is marginally lower than the 2021 figure of 11.1%, the average rate of pregnancy among teenage girls spanning 2018 to 2022 is 11.26%. Stakeholders continue to express worry about teenage pregnancy and abortion cases among Ghanaian teens. Prince FEB is the Chief Executive of Teenage Sisters Group, a non-governmental organization, says inadequate education in reproductive health or sufficient encouragement to girls to avoid pregnancy, poverty, parental neglect, and cultural norms also play significant roles.
We have a lot of issues that crop up to bring out these teenage pregnancy, but we shouldn't forget that a lot of places, a lot of culture advocating for early marriage, especially when you go to the northern side of the country. You will see that a young girl at the age of 14, young girl at the age of 15 is being betrothed. And this girl, by the age of 20, she's having around 4 children. And how do we expect to fight teenage pregnancy when we are encouraging early marriage like this? 2, economic hardship. Looking at the hardship we are as a nation, then people are prone to go into any form of relationship just to get something to feed themselves. So if the young girls are going through economic hardship, if the family is going through economic hardship, then some parents could even push their ward to go in for relationship, go in for men, go in for sugar daddies. At the end of the day, you see this teenage girl getting pregnant. The third thing is, now it looks like sex education is something that we don't even mention in our schools and in our religious communities, our religious groups. How many times do we emphasize on sex education in our schools and even among religious bodies? We don't do that.
Yeah.
It is time that we stress much on sex education, proper sex education in our schools and also in our churches, in the mosque, everywhere. We have to talk about these things. And we shouldn't forget that ignorance too is part of this cause. A lot of people, a lot of these young girls who are coming up, they don't know because they are not ready to listen, they are not ready to hear, they are not ready to find out. So they will enter into a relationship.
Away from that, the Ghana Health Service has confirmed 2 cases of Lassa fever in Accra after tests by the Nogochi Memorial Institute for Medical Research. The Ghana Health Service announced that the first case was a 40-year-old trader who was on ward for about 2 weeks and finally died at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. The second case is a contact of the fatal case and is currently on admission but is very stable. So far, 56 contacts have been identified and are being followed up by the Ghana Health Service. The Ghana Health Service, in a statement signed by the Director General Patrick Kumar Boaje, noted that public health emergency management committees at all levels are activated with detailed investigations, including an environmental assessment ongoing. It added that essential medications and logistics, including personnel and management, are ongoing. Lassa fever is endemic in Benin, Ghana, Guinea, Liberia, Mali, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria. Let's now go over to the phone lines and speak to the Bono East Regional Health Director, Dr. Fred Adomako-Boateng, for further information about this virus. Dr. Adomako, welcome and thank you for your attention this morning.
And thank you too.
What more should we know about this Lassa fever?
Okay, thank you. So, Lassa fever, as the name implies, actually was first discovered in a town in Nigeria, which we call Lassa. So that's where it gets the name from in 1969. So Lassa fever, and then the microbe that causes Lassa fever is a virus. So we call it Lassa fever virus. So when you get this virus, or how can you get this virus? I think that's the best place to start from. You get it when you come in contact with the feces or the urine of the rats that actually harbors this virus. And so in your house, if you have a lot of food uncovered, and then you, by virtue of that, invite rats into your house, then they will be able to contaminate the uncovered food and other utensils that you use. That is the means by which you can be infected. So when a person is also infected, what will happen to that person? Generally, the person will have what we call fever and then general body weakness and malaise. Initially, that is what will happen. Then it will progress to a severe form, headaches, joint pains, sore throat, cough, and others. It's at this stage, when we say they are symptomatic, that they can also transfer the virus to one another. And how can you get it from a person? You get it from a person when you come in contact with the body fluids of the person. This is not actually by coming in contact with the person. Yes, by coming in contact with the person, what will actually transmit the virus? When you come in contact with the body fluids, feces, urine, and blood. And I'm stating this because if we know how you can get this, then it means that you obviously know how you can protect yourself. So, and it's so surprising that if people normally will come into close contact with this person, if they don't use what we call the personal protective equipment very well, then they are likely to come in contact with the body fluid of this infected person. So that is how we get the disease. And these are some of the signs and symptoms that you will see. But I must admit that it's not a disease that we should really be afraid in terms of the mortality. What actually happens is that, yes.
Doctor, can you mention some of the personal equipment that we need to know in order to avoid this virus?
Okay, so some of the personal if you come to the hospital, for instance, I mean, because we will come in contact with most of the patients when we are handling them. So as I said, you get the disease when you come in contact with the body fluids of people who are infected and showing signs and symptoms. And what are some of the body fluids? Blood. So if you are, and then how can you get the blood through your nose? It can get into your eyes at times. It can get through your mouth. Then when you have a cut on the skin, especially on your hands and others. So it means that if you are going to handle these people who are infected, you have to put on gloves. You have to wear nose mask because you can get some of these splashing into your nose and into your mouth. So these are some of the personal protective equipment that you need. And the one key thing that I will also have to highlight here is what we call the hand hygiene that we have been talking about. Because you can get it by touching body fluids. And so if you're able to do proper hand hygiene, washing your hands with soap and running water, and also using these alcohol sanitizers, these are some of the other ways that they are very effective ways of preventing you getting it and also transmitting it. Hand hygiene for the general population is a must. And so that when you are even in the house and you're also taking care of somebody, you have to be careful with the body fluids, especially when they are vomiting and also having these other things. So these are the simple things that we can do. When people are really, really sick and we are taking care of them in the house, be careful with the body fluids. And then we have to report to the hospital as early as possible for it to be diagnosed.
Is it treatable?
Yes, so if we see it early enough, there are antiviral drugs that we will be able to give so that you can recover. So there are drugs, antiviral drugs, when given earlier, you don't have to wait for it to get to some stage, and then that one will be too late. And then we don't also have any specific vaccines for this. So yes, it's treatable when identify and confirm as early as possible, and treatment started at the necessary time.
Doctor, finally, what mechanisms are the health sector, especially in your region, doing to prevent the further spread of this virus?
Okay, so if you have the letter that DJ, the Director General of Ghana Health Service, through the Ministry of Health, have also circulated, we have sent this alert to all our facilities, and what they are doing is that they are sensitizing all health workers to know what we call the case definition, so that when somebody is seated in front of you and presenting with some particular signs and symptoms, you know that whether they fall into the category of Lassa fever. At this stage, we want to say that, look, there is no cause for fear and panic. What we will do is that if a person is actually related to some of these cases, then maybe he will fall into the case definition. So it's important that we go strictly according to the case definition. Secondly, what we will have to do is that we have to ensure strict infection prevention and control practices at our facility, especially what we call the barrier nursing. So that if there is a risk that you are going to come in contact with these fluids, then it's important that you take the necessary precautions. And also, we have made sure that we have isolation centers and places where people we think are having it in the facility will be able to be isolated, so that we give them the necessary attention.
All right. Okay, thank you very much for your time with us this morning.
You're welcome.
That was the Bono East Regional Health Director, Dr. Fred Adomako-Boateng. While you're still watching the Wake Up News live on Globe TV, and we are also streaming live on Facebook at Globe TV GH. Well, do stay with us for more details after this short break. You welcome back. Now, work on the Keta Water Expansion Project is advancing steadily to ensure its completion by the April 2024 deadline. The €85 million project is expected to benefit some 400,000 residents in the Volta region as part of effort at reaching water coverage in the southern part of the region. Modernized treatment and pump technologies would increase the water supply capacity per day to 9.9 million from the present 1.7 million gallons. President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo cut the sword in August 2020 for the commencement of work on the project with funding support from Veg Bank SPA.
The government, in a bid to attain universal access to potable water, is seeking 8 such initiatives across the country with a combined target of more than 5 million beneficiaries. The president, while breaking the ground, said it would help meet water supply needs for the ever-expanding communities and end years of dependence on depleting conventional water sources. The Minister of Sanitation and Water Resources, Madam Cecilia Abenadapa, during an inspection of construction works on the facility at the waterhead at Agodome, said the project had progressed despite rattles of COVID-19 and the present world economic difficulties.
That at least they are on course to finish by April next year. Even with the crunch, financial crunch, they've gone ahead to look for a soft loan to continue with the work. We initially had a report that the work done was 26%, but coming to the site, they've added more to make it 32% overall. So we are happy with the work.
More than 60 communities across 5 districts and municipalities, including Keta, Ketu South, Tongu and Adaklu districts, would have access to water, a fundamental need for healthy living. Mr. Kwabena Edu-Kwarten, the engineer, said there had been no major challenges and was sure of an April 2024.
Now moving forward, the executive Secretary of the National Identification Authority, Professor Kenneth Ajiman Atafua, has explained why his outfit was unable to carry out the printing of the Ghana cards for some time. According to him, although there are cards and capable staff to carry on with the printing process, the NIA faced financial constraint. He explained that a private company in the arrangement is owed a considerable amount of money, hence their refusal to release the Ghana cards to the NIA.
According to Mr. Atifua, since about August of last year, the authority has experienced financial constraints in the system, which created a situation where even though there is a 3.5 million stock of cards in a bonded warehouse, they are unable to access the cards due to financial difficulty.
541,529 cards that are not yet printed. That is, they are ready to print, but have not been printed. And Samson, that is largely because of financial difficulty. Since about August of last year, we have experienced financial constipation in the system, and it's created a situation where even though we have 3.5 million stock of cards, in a bonded warehouse. We are unable to access the cards because of financial difficulties. The banks are owed. The private partner with whom NIA does business, Identity Management Systems Limited, which is the private partner in this, and we are operating the Ghana Card project under a public-private partnership arrangement.
Scores of Ghanaians have argued the Electoral Commission's decision to use the Ghana card as the sole document for the 2024 voters register. They fear the inability of the NIA to print their identification cards may affect the registration processes, a situation they believe may affect their voting rights. Meanwhile, the NIA board says when the cards are released, about 541,521 cards can be printed in less than 2 weeks. He added that the NIA can print the about 2.5 million cards that are yet to be printed.
That going into next week, cards will be released. Now, when cards are released, 541,529,000 cards can be printed in less than 2 weeks. We have the capacity. We have over 1,000 functional printers. We have people who are trained, who are professionals, who are sitting at home, who are doing.
Now, the German ambassador to Ghana, Daniel Crew, has lamented the size of the Akufo-Addo-led government. He said the size of Ghana's government is much larger than that of his country, Germany. He has thus advised the Akufo-Addo-led administration to cut its expenditure and the massive size of government if it sincerely needs Germany to help convince China and the international community to agree to a debt relief package.
Did I hear you right? You said size of the government? Well, I only can compare with other countries like my own, and I can just come to the conclusion that there's a huge number of the number is much higher than in my country. So that might bring me to the conclusion maybe there's room for improvement. And we have a very Ghana has a very dense. Dense layers of institutions and responsibilities all over the country, so that is quite impressive, yes.
Now, the Member of Parliament for Ningo Pram and sponsor of the Promotion of Proper Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill 2021, popularly called Anti-LGBTQ+, Sam Nalty George has indicated that the bill will be presented before the House in March 2023. This comes after the committee on the bill met with Attorney General Wednesday, February 22nd this year, after which he indicated that he was okay with the bill. In an interview,
Attorney General yesterday,
he feels light at the end of the tunnel and that the concerns that were raised by the Attorney General had been dealt with.
Gave us a clean bill of health. It's his opinion, but his legal counsel to the government, and that carries a lot of weight. The committee has taken cognizance of his opinion and that of the various other stakeholders we've met with. We believe that within a week, the report of the committee should be ready for the final consideration of the committee, which will happen with the sponsors. And subsequently, we believe that within a 2 weeks period, that report should be ready to be laid on the floor of the House. So I can comfortably say that as sponsors, we have a debt of gratitude to the committee, Parliamentary Committee on Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, led by the Honorable Kwame Ayimedu, and the Honorable Bernard Ahiafo for the yeoman's job they've done. It's been almost 2 years, 21 months of sitting by the committee, over 21 meetings by the committee, over 176 memos, very heated arguments and disagreements in private, in public, on the media space. I can say that, not that we have a light at the end of the tunnel, we have reached the end of the tunnel. And we'll be bringing that report hopefully before the end of March or before this House rises, and laying it before the House for debates on the floor. And so watch this space. We are in a good place, and we'll be looking forward to you giving us all the support to pass this landmark bill, which will be the first of its kind. Yesterday, the Attorney General made that point, the first of its kind on the African continent. Nigeria has a bill banning same-sex marriages. That's all. It doesn't have...
We do have for you the latest in the world of sports.
Welcome to the sports segment of the Wake Up Show. My name is Vincent Forgor. Now, let me take you through the headlines of today's stories. We have the results from the various league matches across the major European leagues. Also, we have Manchester United won their first silverware under Eric Ten Hag. Also, the coach of the Black Meteors of Ghana, that is Ibrahim Tanko, has named 24 players to begin preparation for the last round of the Under-23 AFCON qualifiers. We also take a look at the results of the round of 16 of the MTN FA Cup as Kumasi Asante Kotoko lost to Adriana Stars. Let's do a quick break. The details of these stories returns after the break. All right, so thank you very much for staying. Let's start with results over the weekend across the major European leagues. We start off with Dortmund and Bayern. They pick up victories over Hoffenheim and Union Berlin respectively in the German Bundesliga. Napoli also won against Empoli, that is 2-0. AC Milan won 2-0 against Atalanta. Bologna defeated Inter Milan 1-0. Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid played out a 1-1 draw in the Spanish La Liga. UD Almeria won 1-0 against Barcelona. In the English Premier League, we have Tottenham Hotspur defeating Chelsea 2-0. Arsenal defeated Leicester City 1-0. Manchester City 4, Bournemouth 1. Crystal Palace and Liverpool played out a goalless draw.
4 goals in his last 3 games.
Globe TV, bringing the world to you. 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 Globe TV, bringing the world to you.
Castle at Wembley.
TV. Bringing the world to you. Globe TV. Bringing the world to you.
All right, so the coach of the Black Meteors of Ghana, that is the national under-23 male side, Ibrahim Tanko, has announced 24 squad to play for the AFCON 2023 qualifier, that is under-23 qualifiers. Let's take a look at the 24 players named by Ibrahim Tanko. We have goalkeepers Danlad Ibrahim, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Esu Williams, Legon Cities, and also we have Randolph Augustine. He happens to be a defender, Kerala United, Aaron Essel, Bechem United, Eugene Frimpong, Benap FC, Augustine Ajapon, Asante Kotoko, Kwame Poku, Peterborough United, Opong David, King Faisal, Dominic Nsobila, Accra Lions, Emmanuel Ajay, that is Atram Deviser, Salifu, Sumari, Accra Lions, Samuel Ashikwe, Great Olympics, Clinton Diodu, Bechem United, Sylvester, Semba, Dreams FC, Suraj, Seidu, Hasselfolk, Yusuf Razak, Great Olympics, Dede Ishmael, Dreams FC, Yaya Mohamed, Tamale City, Issa Kuka, Real Tamale United, Emmanuel Apia, Bibiani Gold Stars, Misak, Afiye, that is from Bekum, Chelsea, Eric Osei, Legon City, Seth Osei, Bechem United, Aziz Dari from Bechem United. These are the 24-man squad for the Black Meteors AFCON qualifiers. Let's take a look at the round of 16, the results of the round of 16 of the MTN FA Cup. Aduna Stars 1, Kumasi Asante Kotoko 0, that is at the Northern Zone. King Faisal 1, Steadfast 0. Real Tamale United 2, Samatex 1. Insurtaman FC and DBB United ended in a penalty shootout, of which Insurtaman FC won 7-6. To the Southern Zone, we have Dreams FC 3, Liberty Professional 0. Cape Coast Mysterious Dwarfs 1, Kotoku Royals 0. Legon Cities and Volta Rangers ended on a penalty shootout, of which Legon Cities won 4-3. Heart of Lions 1, Sky FC 2.
And so, joining the attack, it's looking good for Indiana Stars. Player goes down, but obviously, looks like the referee saw it differently, and he's awarded a penalty to Indiana Stars.
Look at it again. Amazing skill. Was it brought down? Was there contact from Mo Alassan? We look at it again here. Opoku with the pass. And look at the dexterity. He's always angry for success. And
Adams goes, picks his spot, registers the first goal. Here is Zeze. Leaves the ball behind, but he still has firm control. Kotoko Mokwala twisting, turning, sets up the pass. Good enough. Kotoko come forward. Mohamed Alassan. It's a daring long run. Shaibu goes down.
That is switches to Odro. Odro sends a crossing, and that's the opening goal for Dreams FC. Gail Avosivo Aholu makes it 1-0 from Adade to find Odro, and it was a teasing cross, but he was totally on mark. Look at the defending, allowing the flick, this throw-in to save the goalkeeper.
All right, so that's it for sports this morning. My name is Vincent Forgor. Meet us at exactly 9 a.m. for Sports Arena. Thank you very much for watching.
You're welcome back. Let's take a recap of the top stories. The Ghana Health Service has confirmed 2 cases of Lassa fever in Accra after tests by the Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research. And also, New Era Foundation has donated assorted items to the Holy Family Children's Ward, persons with disability and other governmental agencies. And also, work on the Keita Water Expansion Project is advancing steadily to ensure its completion by the April 2024 deadline. Well, that's all for you this morning. I am Sandra Etu Buain. Coming up now It's yes, no say. Do have a wonderful day.